Alright guys, let's look at DMR. It says John is filling out the table below, matching exponent expressions in its numerical value. Drag and drop the missing expressions and values into the appropriate boxes in the table. So we are going to be clicking on our boxes here and dragging them into the green boxes over here. So that we're going to pick 4. If you notice, there are 5. So one of them we are not going to be using. Also, over here, this is like our scrap piece of paper that I'm going to be doing my work on, so you can see what I would do on my scrap piece of paper. If it is easier for you to use scrap paper, that's fine, but I want to make sure that you can see what my scrap paper would look like as if I was doing it with you. So you would start off by looking at your boxes. So you want to look at your exponents column. So you're evaluating the exponents. The numbers are just the answers or the standard form of the exponents. So we're going to look for 2 exponents here. So I'm looking for, and I have 2 exponents here, but I don't know which one goes where. So I'm going to do 6. I'm going to start with the 6 squared one, or 6 to the second power. So that means 6 times 6. When I do 6 times 6, if I didn't know, I'll use my multiplication chart, and I would click there's going to be a red X right here. I would click that, and it would take me to my multiplication chart, and it would notice that it would be 36. So I'm going to click and drag my 6 squared to the appropriate box. Okay? So now I'm going to start out with 256 is my answer that I'm looking for. So I'm going to look at 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, or also known as 4 to the 4th power. So that I would do 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Okay, and I know that 4 times 4 is 16, so I have 16 and then I would do times, so that gets rid of these 2, so I have to bring down my times 4 and times 4. Okay, so I have 16 times 4 times 4. Now you can also group these 2 4s and get another 16, so then you can have 16 times 16. And 16 times 16 is 256. And you could do that on this piece of paper here, or you could do it on your scrap paper. So you would do 4 to the 4th power is 256. I'll drag that to the box. Now we have 2 to the 5th. 2 to the 5th power. So we would have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So my first group of 2 would be 4. I'll bring down that time sign, because that's that time sign. And I have another group of 2's, so that'd be another 4. Bring down this times 2. So you have 4 times 4 is 16. Then you have to bring that times 2 down again. So you would do times 2. And then 16 times 2 is 32. Okay. So I'm actually going to delete all this so I can do my 8 to the third. You would just find your other piece of paper. So I'm going to delete all these. So I'm going to slide this over here for a minute. Highlight all this. And I'm going to put my 8, because it's 8 to the third power. So I'm going to do 8 times 8 times 8. Okay, and 8 times 8 is 64. So I have 64. Then that times 8 needs to be brought down. So times 8. So 64 times 8, well, I know 64 is bigger than 24, so 64 times 8 has to equal 512. Okay, so that's your DMR for the week. If you have any questions, please contact me.